another edition of the 3-Point Conversion presents Making the Cut. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy, sitting here live at Presidential Cuts in Fairburn, Georgia. You know I'm blessed with my special talent. Got my man, Big Google. Got my special guest, Stats. Today's topic, we're talking about the Roger Goodell, Ray Rice situation. Now let me let you all know right now, we're not condoning anything Ray Rice did. We don't agree with that. But today we're talking about, was Roger Goodell wrong for changing the suspension? Was he wrong? Should he be suspended or should he be fired? What you think?
Yeah, I think he controversial. I think he was wrong. I think the evidence was there back in April. They got the video. I think they did their own investigation earlier, and you passed sentence. So it's almost like, you know, like those of you that know the law about the double jeopardy type of thing or whatever, you already gave the man the sentence based on the proof that you saw. You did see, based on the conversation and the interview with Janae and Ray Rice, you did know that, you know, they got physical and all of that. So all of a sudden now that TMZ gets a hold of it, you choose to change the decision and to an extent really debo and kind of like override everything and just change your sentence, and as if that's what you got to deal with. Is it based on the pressure from women's rights groups? Is it based on all this and that? Once the decision has been made and the suspension has been given, why all of a sudden now you just choose to change it?
Right.
I'm a little torn on this situation, mainly because I've been the biggest critic of Roger Goodell for other reasons, because I don't like how he softened up the league. But in terms of this, I don't know, because if he didn't see the initial tape and he gave them, it should give him the opportunity to change his mind and flip it. But I know what it's looking like. It's looking a little wishy-washy. He doesn't want to tank the lead on one side, and on the other side he doesn't want to look like he's being too lenient on Ray Rice. But what should you do? Honestly, I think something's going to happen, because there's no way he can come out this clean. In my opinion, if he saw the tape, because he's still denying it right now, but if he saw the tape, yes, Roger Goodell is going to have to take some severe punishment here. But if he changed his mind because he didn't initially see the tape, that's a different story for me. He's getting pressure from, just like Google said, he's getting a lot of pressure from the women's group, from people outside. So he has a lot to do right here. He's trying to change the league in a positive aspect, but at the same time, he's still trying to make money and keep his big stars in there. That's what it's looking like. So he's on the tightrope right now. So right now, yeah, I need to know for sure if he saw this tape. If he did and said, hey, let's put that to the back burner and let's save Ray, then you need to go.
Okay, so I understand where both of y'all are coming from, but actually, it kind of my heart has changed from the last few days after thinking about it. When he gave him the 2-game suspension, for the first off, he didn't even want to suspend Ray Rice, because Ray Rice was that good dude in the league. He didn't have any problems before. He did a lot for the community, so he was almost Mr. NFL, you know. So when it happened, and remember, Roger Goodell said from the beginning, we need to see the tape. I need to see all the evidence, the whole tape. Plus, when the reporters was talking about it on the 4-letter network, one of the reporters came out, one of the insiders said, actually, Goodell has asked for the tape and he's seen the tape. And the part where you see them dragging the lady, is more to that tape that they've seen that we can't show right now. So we know he saw the tape. But when it came out, what he tried to do is, instead of thinking, well, let me save myself, no. I think he was trying to save the NFL, plus he was looking out for Ray Rice. Again, he came out and said Ray Rice is a good dude. The first time they had a press conference, he said Ray Rice was a good dude. So I think he said, and definitely said, okay, you know what? We're going to try to let it die down, because it definitely doesn't mean he's banned for life or he's banned for a year. It just means he's banned for some time. We don't know yet. So I think it was like, let's calm down. Let's all get together. Let's see what we can do. Because I do like Ray Rice, and we don't want to suspend him, you know, ban him for the game, but we want us to die down. So I think he was looking out for himself, and he was looking out for Ray Rice.
I think what you're saying is true, but at the same time, if he saw the video and now is about to hit the fan,
right,
that's where the indefinite, because of course you got those that are pressing to say he should be banned permanently, a lifetime ban, but the indefinite there versus like when Adam Silver gave the Clippers owners the lifetime ban, it was immediately. Once I saw the proof, once I heard it, validated that this is his due. So I think on the flip side, the indefinite is because, oops, we messed up.
Right.
And now we gotta face this matter, and now we're getting a lot of heat. You know, they said that there are several women that are senators and congressmen that are signing petitions to get him banned for life and things like that. So now I think it's let's give Ray, because if you notice, nobody's heard from Ray to an extent. There's no real protest. So is it one of them situations of, hey Ray, dude, like this gonna hit the fan for a moment, we gotta let it die down. It's gonna be somebody, you know, folks getting heat. Let's just try to get this squashed. Hey, go do some little rehab, get yourself this and that, and then based on what you submitted to, how you've grown, how you've shown that you make kind of like Mike Vick situation, then we'll consider the reinstating and all that, because you're not banned for a lifetime.
Well, let's go back to Goodell real quick, because like I said before, I just need to see definite evidence that he knew about it. Okay?
He knew about it, man.
I mean, that's what we're saying. People are going to take the NFL and use it as a meal ticket right here. Well, hold up. He's going to use it as a meal ticket. Why are they going to use it as a meal ticket? Because if you put the NFL in anything, they're going to get pressed. The women's rights group, okay, let's move with this. Just like what Vic did. Peter took that and ran with it. Okay? And people are running with this. They could even go to the news media and say, hey, I don't care if he didn't see the tape. Put it out there that he saw the tape so we can get some publicity and we can smash this and we can run with it for the next year. Because it's everywhere now. So we need to know if he really did see this.
Okay, so now what would determine, or how would you say it be based on like in the detective's closed room? Because the thing about it is, why would several law enforcement agencies and all these people verify that you've been sent the tape in April and you now watch it?
It's a good question.
But wait, it don't even matter if, okay, whether he saw the tape or not. Ray Rice came out and said, I hit her, I knocked her out. It was clear in the video that he was dragging and kicking her, so he knew he knocked her out. So my thing is, yes, it looked vicious, it looked horrible, but at the same time, if you already knew he knocked her out, I mean, how did you think he knocked her out? Of course he hit her. So, and he came on and said, I hit her. If that's the case, why would he just say, okay, since the tape came on, I didn't see the tape. But you knew the facts.
You knew the facts.
And the tape showed the facts. So that's why I think, I know he saw the tape. I really think he just, like I said, he did it to save face for the NFL, but not only that, but honestly, he likes Ray. And it's like, we're gonna try to let it die down. Because like you said, with women's rights and all of that, of course, you know, they're coming after the NFL, and you know the owners and Goodell's job from the owners is to protect that shield. We all know that, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
It's one thing to hear the facts, and it's one thing to see the facts.
Okay, hold on, wait, let's go ahead. If you say, let's see the facts.
Like, hey, I hit him.
If you say, wait, let's look at Goodell's history. He doesn't make a decision until law enforcement has done their job. Right. Law enforcement charged Ray Rice. I think he had to pay like $15,000 bond or whatever. He's being charged with this assault. So once the evidence is there, based on what? Not only admission, but what we see, what the security officers see in the hotel once you get out. So once Goodell and his team do the investigation, what you mean you ain't saw no tape? You only make your decisions once law enforcement has conducted their evidence to see what you're gonna be charged with. So what you mean you ain't saw the tape? You did the investigation.
I mean, Goodell's still on file saying he didn't see it.
What is the dog?
I'm just saying.
So, okay, let me say this, and I don't think, I mean, that's my personal opinion. I don't think.
And why would you listen?
I don't think Ray Lewis did it. Some people think he did. We don't know, but. You think Ray Lewis would have came out and said, yeah, I did that? Or you think Vic would have said, yeah, I'm guilty? Well, he did after he went to jail, so he had to. But anybody else that was accused of something and they didn't have the facts, you think they would come out and say, yeah, I did it? No! So, of course, he's going to come out and say, no, I didn't see that. Again, to save face for the NFL and to save face for Ray Rice. He messed up, or he felt like he messed up when he gave him a 2-game suspension. He even came out afterwards and said, before the tape came out, he came out and said, you know what? Matter of fact, like a few days, like 3 or 4 days before, he said, I messed up. I messed up. I should have gave more games. So now when the tape comes in, that's another way I can sneak that in now. Now I can make the NFL look good. So we know he saw the tape, but again, I don't think that should cause him to get fired. Because remember,
Roger Goodell?
Yeah, because remember, he makes billions of dollars for them. They made $10 billion last year for the NFL, so you know the owner's not going to fire him
But
anyway.
how are they not going to do something to Goodell with everybody coming on here? Mr. Google just said it himself. You got women's rights groups, you got senators, you got congresswomen coming after him now.
But
they're going to try to kill the NFL until he sits down.
No, they're not. In other words, this is the thing. And so what you got to do is he's suspended indefinitely. Notice Sean Payton said about the Saints, and so many GMs, so many people speaking about their teams, that this is no tolerance whatsoever. You get in trouble for this. So now they're all speaking out against it, and so now all we did our job. They're not saying we want to ban the NFL. They just want to know that domestic violence will never be tolerated from any member of the NFL.
But it's looking like Goodell tolerated it by trying to cover his tracks and do this. So they're going to come after Goodell because of what he did. Because it looks like he tolerated it, then tried to clean it up, you know, when he saw this tape. Or he already saw the tape.
Yeah,
you know? So he tried to clean it up, and so they're going to say, listen, you can't cover your tracks now. You tried to clean it up, you know, you got to go, because at that point in time, you were tolerating what happened. So it's time for you to go, Goodell. And then you're not going to stop until they're not going to smash the NFL. You can't smash the NFL, but you can definitely go after Goodell.
So I got a question for the panel. Do you think, even if they come after Goodell, do you all think that the owners will get rid of Goodell?
No. No, indeed. In other words, he makes them plenty of money.
Exactly. So he's not going to get fired. I don't think he should. Maybe a suspension. I don't know. Give him some bogus suspension, like they say. You know, do something like that.
You got to first look at the rules and regulations of what the commissioner is, because they're appointed for a lifetime.
Right.
So now you got to look at what causes you to be banned, to have to be removed, or as they say with the president, impeached, because they just like the Pope. You're appointed for a lifetime. So therefore, I mean, the Paul Tagliabue only stepped down. He retired. David Stern retired. Other than that, the commission is appointed for a lifetime unless they choose to retire or step away.
Listen, we all know, and I hate to put it like this, but a woman scorned, and when women get in groups, they're not going to stop till they get what they want. And why do I say that?
They get what they want.
But if Goodell even gets suspended, has to whatever, put the fluff on it so he can sit out, they aren't going to accept that.
But you look at it like this. With the Women's Society and everybody else that was upset about the Ray Rice situation, they're not the ones trying to get at Goodell. So whether Goodell gets fired or not, the fact that Ray Rice has been suspended indefinitely pretty much has kind of made them feel okay now. So that doesn't have nothing to do with them. Like, I don't think they're worried about that. Now you're talking about, and I'm not calling all women not real NFL fans, but I'm just saying women, men, whoever, the real NFL fans are looking like, okay, Goodell, what's going on? How you looking suspect now? Why would you change it all of a sudden? You talking about you didn't see the tape, and we know you did.
And on another note, the women's rights group and all of those advocates are getting what they want.
Right.
Their attention, sponsorship, money being raised,
What I was saying.
all of that. Ray Rice is now going to be an advocate against domestic violence. He's going to be a spokesperson. Him and his wife, they can draw in funds, all of this and that. So in essence, that all we want is the rules. We want to pressure you to put the rules in place.
Yeah, this is going to be 10 times worse than when Peter and all the people for animal rights came against Vic. It's going to be 10 times worse than that.
I don't know.
Why is that? Let me say that. It's going to be worse than that. Why is it going to be worse than that? Because you got people who have animal rights, but you have women, millions and millions of women who are coming together to kind of protest against Ray Rice if he gets back on the field.
All right.
Who is not forgiven.
So we're going to wrap it up. Great conversation. Look, we're going to wrap it up like this. We're going to switch it up. 1 minute. Do you think Ray Rice will ever play in the NFL again?
Yes.
I think he'll get another shot.
I think he will too. It's got to be a NFL football city like Philadelphia. Dallas will do it. Dallas. I know Chicago will get it, but just a real NFL city team, you know. So once again, it's 3-point conversion presents Making a Cut. I'm Mr. Controversy. I got my man Stacks. I got my man Big Google. We have presidential cuts in Fairmont, Georgia. We see out a barbershop near you. We out. Hey, and I also want to thank all the fans and supporters. Appreciate you.